From the Headland Arena in New Bedford, Dartmouth Community Media Sports presents Dartmouth High School Ice Hockey. Today, the Dartmouth Indians taking on the Somerset Blue Raiders. Alongside Andrew Santos, I'm Paul Santos. I'll tell you, historically, Somerset, always a tough game on the roster, and I don't think this year is any different.
Yeah, definitely going all the way back to a little over 10 years ago, back when I was playing. There's always a game that you kind of circle on the calendar. This is a team that's always neck and neck with Dartmouth, it seems, every single time they play. So it's always one that the players are usually looking forward to, and we're looking forward to it tonight.
Somerset's only lost one game all year. Last year, they only lost one game, and it was to Dartmouth. But the teams did split their two contests, so that shows you there's still teams that are very closely matched, and I think we're going to get another close one tonight.
Yeah, Somerset's only got one loss this year so far, so Dartmouth's definitely got their work cut out for them tonight, and it's going to be interesting to see if the resilient group that we've seen so far this year shows up again here tonight.
Didn't it seem like when you played Somerset that they always came out with kind of a physical style?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, you know, it's always a good matchup, and Dartmouth and Somerset have been kind of rivals, so there's always definitely a little bit of a chip on the player's shoulder to get the first hit and, you know, get into the dirty areas and grind it out a little bit more than with a typical matchup. So you can definitely expect to see a little bit more of that here tonight.
Well, talking to Coach Snyder before the game, one of the things he likes to do is he likes to send two forecheckers in, really put the pressure on that Dartmouth defense. Now, you played against teams like that. What do you have to do to kind of make sure that you don't fall victim to, like, turning the puck over and stuff?
Well, obviously, you got to watch those two guys that are forechecking, but I think more importantly, you got to watch the guy that's going to be coming in up high. There's always that trailing guy, and you know, you get the drop pass and you get the guy in the upper slot wide open and get a good clean shot on net. You can look for rebounds. So I think for Dartmouth tonight, it's going to be about limiting those chances and trying to make the life easy for Machado back there on the back end.
All right, we're just a few moments away from the start of today's game, Dartmouth and Somerset. I understand we got a couple of really good goalies that are going to be between the pipes. Of course, we know Ashton Machado. Somerset also has a terrific goaltender in net.
Yeah, we've seen the tail of the tape in the last couple of games we've done so far this year. They've had two fantastic goalies, and it makes for some very entertaining hockey. I'm excited to see how it goes this evening.
Brandon Silva between the pipes for Somerset. So last game we had two terrific goaltenders, and of course that makes for a great game. We see Coach Rossi there on the bench with assistant coach Rocha. And, you know, I'm talking to the coach. The coach is never satisfied. You know, I thought the Indians did some things pretty well in that last game, but Coach Rossi, he found a few things wrong here and there, and he wants to correct them.
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, you're always looking to, you know, find the improvements on your, you know, for your team whenever you watch a game. So I think from the last game moving into this game, I think number one, you got to limit the penalties, and then number two, you got to limit the quality opportunities. I think Machado kind of bailed them out a few times. He had a fantastic game on Saturday, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, let's turn our attention over to the ice here as they're going to be dropping the puck at center ice. Dartmouth and Somerset getting ready to do battle here at the Headland Arena. This should be a great game. As we said, Somerset coming in at 9-1-1. Dartmouth at 10-5 on the season. So two really good teams. And we're going to have a face-off here at center ice. By the way, Andrew, you played for the Panthers, the Headland Panthers, now the South Coast Panthers, and it is Panthers night. Anybody that came to the game from the Panthers, they got a free puck, and that's put some people in the seats here, which we're happy to see.
Yeah, it's always fun for those youth kids to kind of look up to all the high school players.
Score on the first shot on net! Oh, Luke Garvin, the team's leading goal scorer, scores his 10th of the season just a few seconds into the game.
Oh, man. Just 18 seconds into the game here, we already got a goal for Somerset. Cuts right into the top of the circle, and I think he just catches Machado off guard with that quick shot already so early in the game, and they're able to put Somerset up 1-0 already.
As we said, that's Luke Garvin's 10th goal of the season. Here comes Somerset again. That shot is deflected wide by Will Gibson. Another save by Machado. Somerset's all over the net. Big save by Machado with a paddle. Oh, Somerset has just come out on fire here in the first couple of moments. The Indians back on their heels. And now the puck is skated out here by Aiden Cruz. Stopped here at center ice. Not the way you want to start the game, Andrew.
No, definitely not. Dartmouth's got to find their footing here. A couple of tough giveaways there. You see Cruz a little nervous in the defensive breakout. Just gave the puck over right away. You can't do that. You got to have a little bit more patience and poise. You got to look for your open man and put some trust into your teammates. As
we said, 10th goal of the season for Luke Garvin. He's one of the co-captains, the senior forward for the Somerset Blue Raiders, and a quick 1-0 lead here for Somerset. The Indians have had a knack for coming from behind. Even in the games that Andrew and I have done here on Dartmouth Community Media, they've come from behind, but certainly not a recipe that you want to follow. But the coach mentioned that Indians don't get down too easily.
It's certainly not the start that Dartmouth wanted, but we'll see how they can bounce back here.
Brandon Silva, senior goaltender in net there for Somerset. Hasn't really been tested as of yet. Somerset with some size moving into the offensive end. Brady Bopowlin looking to move the puck out. But it ends up behind the net, behind Machado. A battle there with Spurlett. Couldn't get control. Centering pass intercepted here and skated away by Mattis Guerrero. Now it's Bopowlin. Bopowlin and a collision there with Steven Eriksson. Now there's a blast from the point and it's deflected wide. The half-wall shot that time by Drew Spurlett. Another man is knocked down. Physical play picking up now.
And just like we talked about before the game, two rivals, going to be some hard hits here early. A nice play by Spurlett there. Dartmouth finally got possession in the offensive zone. And rather than try to go top shelf, which a lot of the players in high school try to do, he keeps the shot low into the blocker side. It's able to create a big, juicy rebound. Dartmouth wasn't able to pounce on it, but that's a good opportunity to see in response to Somerset's early surge here.
Mattis Guerrero to take the draw now for Dartmouth. Puck skated out here by Nate Mello. Nate Mello wheels for Somerset, looking to move it out through the neutral zone. Stopped here by Will Gibson. Charlie Camiza into the offensive end. Couldn't keep it in. Gibson picks it up at the neutral zone. The Indians off to a difficult start. The immediate goal 18 seconds into the game. And now a steal. There's a shot. Score! No! Save! Oh, wow. What a great opportunity that time by Mattis Guerrero.
Oh, man, Guerrero rings iron, top right. Right off the post and out.
Off the pipe and out. Wow, what a golden opportunity that time for Mattis Guerrero, the senior. And the puck is cleared all the way down. It is going to be icing. Best opportunity for the day by Dartmouth right there.
Yeah, like I said, Dartmouth's kind of starting to find their footing here. Got a couple of good opportunities there. I mentioned Spurlett earlier, and then with that opportunity for Guerrero right there in the slot, just missed by, you say it's a game of inches, just missed, hit the upright.
Puck on the wall, it's moved up. They try to bank it out through center ice, kept in here by Lucas D'Souza. Now out to the neutral zone it goes. Down into the Dartmouth end. Charging in that time is Jack Rothwell. Rothwell moves it behind the net, centering pass. Oh, a great interception that time by Aiden Cruz. And a big collision as down went Carter Sylvia. Aiden Cruz right through the slot. Gets knocked down, can't collect. Hops over the stick of Spurlett, and the Indians have to regroup. Spurlett, pass ahead, went right by the intended target, and it's icing against Dartmouth.
So that little bit of impatience there by Spurlett results in the defensive zone face-off here for Dartmouth. I mentioned earlier with Aiden Cruz, he kind of did the same thing. You know, when the opposing team has this early surge, you really want to try to be a little more patient, find the open guy so you can get a clear breakout.
Here's Frankie Long up on the wing looking for Chance Simmons. Now a chance here for Bopowlin. Bopowlin to the net. Ah, the shot goes high and wide, and the net became dislodged, and a faceoff will be coming up. Great look at the net by Dartmouth that time.
Yeah, it looked like Silva was just trying to make a play on the puck. It looked like his skate kind of just made contact with the inner post. And so the net came dislodged, and so the ref's going to have to blow the whistle.
Bopowlin with the faceoff. One-time shot. Save that time by Silva. Brandon Silva getting tested that time. Indians try to center it. Intercepted here by the Blue Raiders. Puck comes out to center ice. Frankie Long winding up now for Dartmouth. Banks it into the center ice area. Here's Aiden Cruz. Cruz moving it on the wing. The Indians trying to cut to the middle. That was Chance Simmons. Taken away here by Somerset. Back they come the other way. Sullivan gets knocked down in a collision that time with Frankie Long. And let's see, do we have a penalty coming up or was it offside? Looks like it was offside.
I believe the ref has to blow the whistle when a player's helmet comes off at this level. So I think that's the reason for the whistle. It could have been offside as well, as you mentioned. Don't really see that too often at the high school level. You see an entire helmet come off. You got the chin strap and everything. Usually it doesn't happen, but A little bit of a bizarre contact there resulted in that play. The ref had to blow the whistle as a result.
Matis Carrero gets it now to Charlie Camiza. Could not penetrate the offensive end. Drew Spurlett plays it down. Aiden Marcos around the corner. Big hit that time delivered by Kai Andrade. Puck goes all the way down into the Dartmouth Indian end. It's going to be a penalty coming up against Dartmouth. And heading to the box is Kai Andrade. It's going to be roughing.
Yeah, it looks like Kai Andrade was a little too aggressive in his contact in the corner there. I didn't really get a good look at it all the way in the balcony on the opposite side of the ice, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be hit from behind or boarding, but ref decided to call roughing.
Well, the second game in a row that we've done where Dartmouth has been on the disadvantage immediately. Machado with a great aggressive stop. High out of the net to make the stop that time on Nate Mello. And the puck is cleared out by Dartmouth.
A nice play by Cruz there to clear it out. We talked a little earlier about Dartmouth's keys to the game, and staying out of the box is one of them. So to have a penalty already here in the first 5 minutes of the game is not a good sign.
Somerset in the offensive end. Here's Rothwell with a shot wide of the net. Rothwell got a pretty good look at it that time. Luke Garvin down low. Garvin's got the goal. Garvin knocked down by Aiden Cruz. Puck played down near Machado. Will Gibson looking to move it out. Garvin stops it at the point. Garvin playing it down here to Stafford. Stafford couldn't get it near the net. Now it's Sullivan. Sullivan plays it down deep. Collected here by the Indians. And the puck is cleared all the way around that time by Matis Guerrero.
Good heads-up play there by Carrero. Good awareness in the defensive zone. He sees that the D-man on the opposing point is just a little far away from the board, so he decided to wrap it around, put some mustard on it, and was able to get it out of the zone.
Penalty is half killed. 50 seconds left on the Somerset man advantage, and the play is offside as Kyle Stafford had to turn around and threw one of his teammates offside, so a face-off will be coming up.
I like the response from Dartmouth here so far. Obviously, they let up the goal in the first 18 seconds of the game, but since then, it feels like, obviously, other than this penalty, it feels like things have kind of been in Dartmouth's favor. They've been in the offensive zone a little bit more frequently, so good response by Dartmouth.
Lucas Machado was thinking about a shorthand chance here. There he goes again. Lucas Machado to the net. Broken up that time, skated away by Cam McKenna. Cam McKenna for Somerset. Puck moves out into the neutral zone. That's Jake Da Silva. Plays it down deep. Stopped here by the Indians. That was John Bichot. Couldn't get it out. Maddox LaRocque. Maddox LaRocque spins around with it. Gives it to his teammate Will Gibson, and Gibson fires it all the way down. And a penalty is killed. The Indians kill it. I think they did a pretty good job. I don't think they got a lot of shots on Machado. Now Somerset. Somerset moves into the offensive zone at the circle, trying to move it to the high slot. And it's taken away, and here comes Aiden Cruz. Aiden Cruz picking up LaRocque. Cruz to the middle. Cruz with a shot! High and wide over the outstretched arms of Brandon Silva. Now a shot from the point. Doesn't fly. Spurlett lays it down behind the net. Aiden Cruz gets checked into the boards. Comes out with it, though. Cruz across. Shot blocked and deflected wide by Steven Erickson. Bichot at the point, now at the half wall. One-time shot by Cruz is blocked by the Somerset defense. Helping out the goaltender.
Yeah, that was Cam McKenna for Somerset. He was all over that one. Just right in the face of, I believe that was Aiden Cruz taking the shot there. Just had absolutely no look. He was all over that. It was a great play by him. Good block.
The game came out kind of aggressive and kind of physical. It's kind of settled in a little bit now.
Yeah, the power play just died down, so we could see in the back half of this period the physical play pick up, but the last couple of minutes toned down a little bit. We'll see how it goes moving forward.
See number 2 there, Luke Garvin. He's the senior captain. He's got the only goal of the game. Not very big, but he can definitely play as the puck goes all the way back, and Mason Sullivan picks up here for Somerset. Can't clear the zone. Good forecheck there that time by the Indians. That was Maddox Guerrero. Now behind the net, Kai Andrade. Again, Guerrero down there on the forecheck. Puck comes all the way out. Ben Harrington picks it up here now for Dartmouth. Harrington up on the wing. Kai Andrade trying to break down the middle. Skated away that time by Sullivan, and it trickles toward the net. Covered up by Silva. Head coach here for Somerset, Kevin Snyder. He's been there for 20 years. And, of course, we mentioned head coach Mark Rossi, now in his second year behind the bench there for the Dartmouth Indians. Face off to the left of senior goaltender Brandon Silva. Lucas D'Souza taking the face off. Rothwell for Somerset through the neutral zone. D'Souza couldn't steal it. Now Somerset with a shot. Glove save by Machado as Jack Rothwell got a nice shot on net.
Yeah, Rothwell hanging his head there a little bit. I think he wanted to make a little bit of a better shot. Ended up right in the breadbasket there. Breadbasket meaning right in the chest of Machado. He's trying to pick a corner, and he just didn't get the shot that he wanted.
John Bichot to Aiden Cruz. Cruz on the attack. Picking up D'Souza. Goes behind the net. Looking to make a play. Nice to pass that on in front. Intercepted by Somerset. Stolen here by Spillett. Spillett keeps the play alive. Manis Carrero trying to cut to the net. That was LaRocque. LaRocque was trying to cut to the net. Now the puck bounces back over the blue line. And we have a face-off coming up.
It's going to be offside. Looked like Cruz didn't get out of the zone in time before the puck re-entered. So ref's going to call a whistle, have face-off right outside here in the neutral zone, or right at center ice, actually.
Cruz still out there with LaRocque and D'Souza. Spillett and Bichot on defense for Dartmouth. And down here, Spillett. Somerset now in control. Spillett battling behind the net, but Somerset out in front. Backhander saved by Machado. Coming out and getting that shot was Carter Sylvia. Came right out from behind the net.
Good job by Machado to lock up that 5-hole. Looked like he was going there, and Machado said no.
LaRocque in the offensive end. From the circle, shot saved by Silva. Now Spillett. Spillett with a wrist shot. Bouncing puck, loose in the slot. Now Bichot at the other point. Bichot plays it down deep. D'Souza. D'Souza all the way across. Here's Spillett. Spillett down low. Battle forward on the right wing corner. And Somerset ices it. Good penetration there by the Indians, but not really able to get too many opportunities on goaltender Silva.
Yeah, Somerset's doing a good job of kind of limiting the quality chances for the Indians. Indians getting a good amount of shots on net, doing the things that you want to do, keeping the shots low, trying to get those rebounds. Somerset's done a good job of collapsing that D and limiting those quality chances for the Indians.
Somerset trying to break out. Frankie Long kept it in. Now Somerset and Dartmouth fighting for possession in the neutral zone. Somerset collects. 5.5 minutes to go here in the first period. 1-0 Somerset. Only goal by Govin. And it happened 18 seconds into the game. And the face-off call as the puck went off the ceiling. Looking around the arena tonight, really nice crowd. It's South Coast Panther night. And I know you're an alumni of the Panthers here at Headland Arena. And it's nice to see all these young kids out here tonight. And they get a free puck if they come to the game. I saw that Panther uniform, and I thought, I've seen that before.
Yeah, I was trying to say before the goal was scored there that it's a good opportunity for the kids to come out and, find some local kids to kind of look up to and model their game after. And it's a nice sight to see the youth teams here, cheering on their local high schools.
Puck is cleared out. The Indians will go back to get it, and again, we have an icing. I'm looking at that Panther uniform. It hasn't really changed that much over the years. I know Andrew Santos probably wore that Headland uniform, about 20 years ago, something like that?
It definitely looks a little bit different. Colors are the same, but they definitely look a little bit better now than they did back in the day.
Face off now to the right of Silva. Bichot keeps it in. Tries to bank it down to the half wall. Kai Andrade plays it around. Indians trying to keep possession of it in the offensive end. Charlie Camiza couldn't penetrate. And now John Bichot banks it down. Camiza goes in on the forecheck along with Kai Andrade. Manis Carrero down there as well, but it comes all the way out to center ice. Both teams looking for possession in the neutral zone. Almost a break there by Somerset. Collected here now by Stafford. Now Camiza. Camiza for the Indians. Pass across. Flipped down by Kai Andrade as the Indians change up. Back comes Mason Sullivan. Mason Sullivan taken away. Counter attack here by Cruz. 3-on-1. Cruz to the net. Score!
Oh man, what a shot by Cruz. Somerset got a little aggressive. They were trying to get a little too fancy there in the neutral zone. It resulted in a 3-on-1 for Dartmouth the other way. As Cruz and the two other forwards are approaching the net, he kind of faked a pass, and then that was just enough to move the goalie's neck in the other direction, and then he was able to pick that top corner right over the goalie's shoulder. Beautiful shot by Cruz.
Well, Aiden Cruz, he's definitely a goal scorer. That's his 8th goal of the season. And I'll tell you, I think he scored a goal every single time we've done a Dartmouth Community Media game.
Every single one being a game-winning one as well so far.
Puck is iced, and faceoff will be in the Dartmouth Indian attack zone down there in the Somerset defensive zone. 3:46 to go. Thing about Cruz's goals, they tend to be highlight reel type goals. Very exciting, top shelf, net really, flashes out and everything like that. And of course, the overtime winner that we had against Foxborough was exciting.
Yeah, flashy, clutch. He's had a great year, and every time he's on the ice, you take notice, right? He dictates the pace of the game. Whenever he has a puck on his stick, even when he doesn't have the puck on his stick, you always got to have your eye on him.
Brady Boparlin to the net, out in front. Backhander, great save by Silva. Oh, highway robbery as the puck got passed across to Jacob Grieve, and Silva robbed him.
Oh man, what a quality opportunity there for the Indians. I thought that was in. Goalie didn't really seem to know where it went. Must have got stuck under his pad there.
Back to the point we go. Harrington plays it down deep, and Somerset ices it. All right, we'll take a look now at that Dartmouth Indian goal by Aiden Cruz.
Like I said, a little too fancy there. Somerset, Dartmouth turns around. They got 3 players here. See how Cruz looks over and fakes like he's going to pass that? Gives him just enough space to rip it right over the corner of Silva. And just a beautiful play and great awareness there by Cruz.
And we mentioned that was Aiden Cruz's 8th goal of the season. He leads the team in assists by far. 21 assists on the season for 28 points. Here's Spillett. Great shot, goes high and wide of Silva. Now John Bichot working hard to that left point. Plays it down deep. Charlie Camiza behind the net with Kai Andrade. Along with Govin. Andrade flips it back to Bichot. Bichot across to Spurlett. Spurlett with a shot. Deflected, blocked out in front. Centering pass. And they couldn't get a shot on Silva that time. Now Somerset looking to move it out. Preston plays it around, and now they collect it behind the net. Long pass out, and here's Preston. Preston tries to get by Bichot. Camiza comes back to help out. Now a centering pass. Puck is near the net, and it's deflected wide. Now a chance here by Somerset. Wrist shot. Knocked down that time by Spurlett. Bichot plays it around to the far wall. Centering pass. Oh, a tip out in front by Govin. Govin looking for his 2nd goal of the night, but misses the net. Puck comes all the way around. Somerset looking to move it out in front. That's Stafford. Kind Stafford. Back to the point. Somerset fights to keep it in. Played it back down. Stafford. Stafford makes a nifty move. Stafford. Shot goes wide. Oh, what a great opportunity by Kind Stafford, one of the co-captains. And the puck is iced by Dartmouth.
Oh man, a couple of nifty dangles there down low. Really, really quick hands by Stafford down low. And created just a really quality opportunity. Gets through a couple of guys. And he just sails it over by the left post there by Machado.
1:53 to go in the first period, 1-1. We figured it would be a close one between these two teams. Somerset with a shot. That goes wide of the net off the stick of Jack Rothwell. And back to get it right now is Aiden Marcos. Puck behind the net. The Indians steal it. Lucas D'Souza had a chance. Aiden Cruz couldn't get the follow-up. Somerset on the counterattack. Shot. Easy one from Machado. And they're laying on to that one off the stick of Carter Sylvia.
A couple surges from both teams. Had some chances for Dartmouth there a couple minutes ago, and then more recently a couple more for Somerset. game's really lived up to the hype. Really back and forth battle so far.
Will Gibson up ahead to Maddox LaRock. LaRock trying to make a move. Can't get by the defenseman there, Aiden Marcos. Somerset on the counterattack with Gibson. He's quick to move it ahead. Maddox Carrero. Nope, excuse me, that's Maddox LaRock. LaRock behind the net. LaRock, he gets knocked down from behind, and back the other way comes Somerset. Somerset on the attack. D'Souza got his skates on that one. Aiden Cruz will slide it down. LaRock goes in on the forecheck. 1 minute left in the first period. LaRock battling on those boards along with Jack Rothwell. LaRock tried to come out with it, tried to get it to Kai Andrade. Somerset back the other way. Here come the Blue Raiders. That's Mason Sullivan. Sullivan taken away on a nice play by Maddox Carrero. Now the Blue Raiders looking to take a shot. They couldn't do it. They have to go back to center ice to regroup. Now Will Gibson. 30 seconds left in the first period. That's Bichot. Bichot back to Da Silva. Da Silva banks it out. Somerset collects at their own blue line. 20 seconds left in the first period. Bouncing puck. Bichot has to go back to get it. They play it up the near wall. Stopped here by Somerset. An opportunity. Bounces near the net. Garvin looking for his second goal of the night. Gibson battling with him right down below us. 6 seconds left. Indians want to make sure that puck does not come out. Gibson skates away with it, and that will do it in the first period. Good job by defenseman Will Gibson doing some hard work behind Machado there.
Yeah, Gibson's been impressive so far this season. Really been holding it down for Dartmouth on the back end there. He's got that big body in front of the net. He's able to get his way in not only the passing lanes, but the shooting lanes as well. He makes a big difference.
So Luke Garvin scored for Somerset with only 18 seconds gone by in the game at 14:42 to go in the period to give Somerset the quick 1-0 lead. But then Aiden Cruz answered back with 4:01 to go in the period to tie the game at 1. You're getting a look at the coaches on the Dartmouth bench, Coach Rossi and Coach Rocha. They'll have a few things to say. They always do. Try to point out where the weaknesses are and where the strengths are. And in a few minutes, we'll have period number 2. It's 1-1 after 1. Paul Santos and Andrew Santos back with the second period straight ahead. Dartmouth Community Media.
Competition, the sacrifice, and team unity are the cornerstones of life for each and every one of us here.
Never in my wildest dreams. And when you're on chemo, you do have wild dreams. Did I ever think I would be inducted into this Hall of Fame?
My Dartmouth High School athletic days are some of my fondest memories.
I wish all of you in one day of your life could feel what this feels like. To do something you love for years and to be honored like this.
A Hall of Fame is something that is a great accolade. It's something that, we've all walked into that front area at Dartmouth High School and seen them pictures on the wall. It's such an honor to be able to have my face on there.
Dartmouth Pride is more of, wearing green, wearing Dartmouth across your chest, being part of a team, being part of a family, and basically just the spirit of it, having the Dartmouth Pride to get you through those 4 years.
So much more than just these stats and these wins and these titles. It's this passion, this contagious feeling of Dartmouth athletics, and its legacy. It has so much heritage, and it's passed on year after year because of people who are here tonight, because of the coaches and all that they do.
Your team of state champions, the Dartmouth High School champions of Division III.
Wow. Oh, this team has been wonderful.
Touchdown, Jordan Todman from 60 yards out.
You're going to get knocked down, you're going to hit, you're going to have a little pain, a little aggravation, and you got to understand that you've got to get back in the game. And I think that's life. We all get knocked down in life, and you got to get back and play the game of life and play it hard with a great deal of enthusiasm, and I think that's where I hope that they'd always do that.
Alongside Andrew Santos, Paul Santos welcoming you back for period number 2 at the Headland Arena between Dartmouth and Somerset here on Dartmouth Community Media. Luke Govan, the only goal scorer for Somerset. Aiden Cruz answering back for Dartmouth. Any particular thoughts on the period? The only thing I noticed is the first 30 seconds, the Indians were like, I don't know, it took them 30 seconds to wake up, I think.
Yeah, definitely want to bounce back. I definitely want to keep an eye on that number 2 Govan there. He's had a few good opportunities. He's sneaky, he's speedy, he's got a quick release.
Yeah, look how small he is, but yet he's so effective. And he's a senior, so you can see how quick he is. There he is behind the net again. Creating havoc. Score! Aaron Preston. And just like that, it's 2-1.
Oh man, the foreshadowing from our conversation. The two things we just talked about, how the Raiders jumped right on the Indians at the beginning of the first period, and then we were talking about that guy right there, Govan, number 2, who ended up setting up that goal. Right in low, aggressive on the forecheck. We talked about his speed. Catches Machado off guard, so he's got to go from post to post. He forgets about the guy that's right in front, and he's unable to come back. And no defender is able to pick up that trailing guy in the slot. And as a result, Somerset's up 2-1 now.
So there's a save by Machado. Score and a rebound. He does it again. Garvin.
Oh man, this is not looking good for Dartmouth. Somerset's all fired up here. Just a casual shot, but again, Dartmouth is unable to pick up that guy right there again, Govan, number 2, the senior captain for Somerset. And he makes no mistake, gets a puck right on his tape, has a solid quality look. Machado's, he's trying to recover from the rebound, doesn't have a good shot. Dartmouth's got to pick up that trailing guy, and now we got 2 goals in 26 seconds.
Here's Somerset again, backhander that goes wide of the net. And those goals 15 seconds apart. And Govan, a goal and an assist. So he's got 2 goals and an assist tonight, 3 points factoring in all 3 of the Somerset goals. And Somerset, again, still all over the Indians. 2 periods in a row, the Indians do not come out with any kind of fire. Indians move the puck down. Dartmouth hoping to answer. They've come from behind many times this season. Around the corner it goes. Simmons back to the point. Couldn't get the shot off, was Bichot. Aiden Cruz couldn't make a move on the Somerset D.
Oh man, what could have been a quality opportunity ends up being nothing as Cruz tries to make a toe drag move in the corner. It didn't look like he had space. It looked like it would have been difficult to get that pass off anyways, but a transition, Dartmouth was able to keep it in at the blue line, and it looked like it was about to be a 1-on-0. A breakaway right there in the lower slot for the Indians, and Cruz is just unable to get it into the slot for the opportunity.
Cruz gets it to Harrington, but it hops over his stick, and it's Will Gibson. Now D'Souza. D'Souza trying to get some help from Aiden Cruz. Will Gibson, puck goes past him. Here's a chance for Somerset. Out in front, and the shot is tipped wide. As back there trying to help out was LaRock.
It looked like someone blew a tire on the Indians. It looked like Gibson resulted in that almost 2-on-0 for the Somerset with the back checker.
D'Souza, shot blocked in front. Aiden Cruz couldn't get the rebound. And skated away here by Aiden Marcos. Now the Indians back the other way. Here's Aiden Cruz. Cruz goes down deep. Bouncing puck out in front. Couldn't connect up with D'Souza. LaRock tries to keep it in. Knocks the puck down. And the puck is out to center ice, or it's Gibson. Now D'Souza. Could move it into the offensive end. Stopped here by Erickson. Erickson up ahead, looking for Aaron Preston. He scored that last goal. Harrington battling down deep there for Dartmouth. Collected here by Carrero. Moves it up on the wing. Now a long pass. Here's a chance for the Indians. Kai Andrade. And the puck goes off of his stick. And it goes out to center. I tell you, sometimes the ice a little sticky at the beginning of the period.
Yeah, it definitely could have been a factor. And also, sometimes just when you bring your eyes up from your blade to the goalie to look for that empty spot, sometimes just taking your eyes off the puck for a second, it can slide off your stick. Just an unfortunate circumstance there for Andrade on a quality opportunity.
Indians need to bounce back here, giving up 2 goals in 15 seconds at the very beginning of the period. Aaron Preston from Luke Govan, and then Luke Govan with his 2nd goal of the night. Face off to the left of Ashton Machado. Puck goes out to the neutral zone area. Somerset. That's Sullivan. Plays it ahead, stopped here by Bichot. Bichot banks it through center ice, now taken by Sullivan. Sullivan for Somerset. Slides down, Spurlett goes back to get it for Dartmouth. Bichot, back to Spurlett. Somerset and Dartmouth split their meetings last year, each team winning one. And this is their first meeting of 2 this year. Always close, always evenly matched, but the Indians have to answer. There's a shot through, saved by Machado off the stick of Mason Sullivan. And the Indians on the counterattack. Kai Andrade goes hard into the offensive zone. Charlie Camisa looking for Andrade. Kai Andrade knocks a man down, but he's then tripped. And a penalty, I believe, is going to be coming up against Logan Rose.
If you're the Indians, I think you got to try to stay disciplined here. It looked like once Andrade got up from the ice, he started kind of chirping at the Somerset player. And in that situation, you absolutely cannot take a matching penalty.
Nate Mello is called for the penalty. Number 22 for Somerset. So the Indians go on the power play. Very important power play, a chance to cut this lead in half after giving up those 2 goals in a row to start the second period.
Yeah, Dartmouth trying to stop the bleeding here. A couple of unfortunate goals at the beginning of the period. Let's see if they can try to come back within 1 here.
Lucas D'Souza will take the face off. It's going to be against Rothwell. D'Souza couldn't connect. Stopped here by Cruz at the point, but he has to collect and move it out to center. Will Gibson winding up now for the Indians. Now it's Cruz. Cruz turning on the Jets. D'Souza had it for a moment. Taken away by Somerset, and it's cleared out that time by Carta Silvia. Faceoff is going to be called to the left of Ashton Machado here.
Just a silent whistle of sorts. Couldn't even really hear the stoppage of play.
Still 1:37 left here on the Dartmouth Indian man advantage. Coach Rossi changing a couple of the players up. LaRock has to regroup. Pretty good forecheck that time by Govin. Up ahead it goes. Hops over the stick that time of Carrero. Now back to get it is LaRock. LaRock through the neutral zone. LaRock showing some speed. Goes down behind the net. LaRock to the slot. Now Spurlett. Spurlett with a shot. Save. Rebound. Oh, Bopalin almost got a deflection out in front. That was Maddox Carrero. LaRock plays it down. Maddox Carrero. Now behind the net. The Indians try to move it out in front. That's Chance Simmons. Back to the point. D'Souza. D'Souza shot high and wide. Getting a glove on it with Silva. And it's cleared out that time by Aiden Marcos. A couple of good looks at the net.
Yeah, some good movement for the Indians there. Just weren't able to get quite the shot that they wanted, but they're moving the puck well. You just got to try not to get frustrated in those instances.
Aiden Cruz stops. Drops it to Bo Parlin. Now Gibson. Gibson, nice passing. Out in front, one-timer. Great save on Kai Andrade. Nice setup that time. Here's a rich shot. High and wide. Off the stick of the freshman LaRock. Gibson with a shot. Saved by Silva. And it's cleared out.
Oh, man, what a quality opportunity for Maddox LaRock, the freshman there. He has had just a good game, a great season so far. He's just so impressive and smooth with his game for a freshman. As you can see here, he gets his puck right there in the circle. A wide open net, goalie's down and out, and he just sails it right over. It looked like the puck was on the edge, and when it's on the edge on your blade, it's tough to keep it low when you shoot it.
Kai Andrade now centering pass, rich shot, saved by Silva off the stick of Camisa. And Brady Boparlin out there in front too. And Silva is having a great game in net for Somerset, and Kevin Snyder said he's the backbone of the team.
Yeah, what great composure by Silva. He doesn't really seem to be rattled by anything, the onslaught of attacks. He seems to stay composed and cool and collected under pressure. And a result is, Dartmouth's hanging their head, looking at the ceiling because they had opportunities. They're just not able to cash in.
John Bisho back there for the Dartmouth defense. Man knocked down. It's going to be a penalty against Somerset coming up. And it's going to be a trip. And it's going to put Dartmouth back on the power play. Heading to the box, number 5, Mason Sullivan. Another important power play here for Dartmouth.
Yeah, definitely a huge power play here. They say that the worst lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead. So if Dartmouth can get one here, they can bring momentum back on their side.
Somerset ices it off the faceoff. That's Aiden Marcos sliding it all the way down. Will Gibson will collect behind his own net. And here comes Aiden Cruz flying into the offensive end. Cruz to the net. Still controls. Comes around. Gibson back to Cruz. Now Gibson. Gibson. John Bisho on the half wall. Bisho back to Gibson. Gibson out of Cruz. Cruz out in front to Camiso. Oh, tries a one-timer with Bisho, who was sneaking up from the point. Couldn't collect. Now Kai Andrade. Back to Aiden Cruz. Across, looking for Gibson. Now Bisho. Out in front. Bouncing puck. Andrade couldn't get a piece of it. Now a backhander across by Aiden Cruz. Doesn't work. And cleared out by Somerset.
Man, a couple of quality opportunities there for the Indians, and they're just unable to get it past Silva. Bisho there had another wide open net, but it looked like he brought his eyes up right before he tried the one-timer, and he just fanned on the shot. It was a wide open net. You got 2 wide open nets in the last 2 minutes, and Dartmouth missed both of them. It could be a 3-3 game right now.
Aiden Cruz into the offensive end. Cruz with a shot, saved by Silva, and the offensive zone faceoff coming up. Tell you, 2 periods in a row. First period, Somerset scoring. 18 seconds in, and then second period similar.
It's almost like if you take away the first 30 seconds of the game, it'd be 1-0 Dartmouth. Or right. The first 30 seconds of each period, I should say.
Right. Carrero winding up. 30 seconds left on a power play. Very important power play minutes not being capitalized on if the Indians can't score. Souza trying to keep it in for the Indians. LaRock, just a freshman, comes out of the corner, off the side of the net. Oh, LaRock with a good look at the net that time. Carrero, and it's out to center ice over the stick of Chance Simmons. Final few seconds of the power play. The Indians hope to establish some offensive zone presence. Drop pass, wrist shot, saved by Silva! Off the stick of Matis Carrero as the penalty expires. Mason Sullivan. Sullivan with a shot, saved by Machado. Look at Somerset answering right away when the penalty expired. The Rock dangerously cutting through the high slot area. The Souza. Drop pass. Carrero up ahead. Chance Simmons for Dartmouth. Couldn't collect. Somerset slides it right down. 5:45 to go in the second period. Somerset leading 3-1. Kai Andrade into the offensive end, hits the official's stick. And Somerset plays it around to the near side. Jack Rothwell. Charlie Camiso with a nice forecheck. Gets it to Aiden Cruz. Cruz and number 4 Rothwell going at it as the puck is shot wide. Sperlett down deep. Plays it around. Team's jockeying for position. Here's Andrade. Andrade with a bouncing puck shot. Aiden Cruz. Plays it back to Gibson. Gibson bounces it near the net. Saved by Silva. Oh, those slow, dangerous bouncing pucks.
Feels like the puck is moving in slow motion sometimes. Those could be some of the more dangerous shots.
Cruz, saved by Silva. Kai Andrade couldn't get the rebound. The puck bounced off of him. And the net is dislodged, and Kai Andrade is arguing with the official, pointing at the goaltender.
He's a little frustrated. It's the second time that the net's been dislodged there, but again, I think it's just happenstance. It's the nature of the situation. A great diving save there by Silva, by the way. It looked like the puck could have crept in right inside of the post, and he dives over and makes that kick save with his skate. That was unbelievable.
Sylvia with a face-off against Bo Parlin. Kept in here by Gibson. Puck moves to the middle off Simmons' skate. Counter-attack here by Rothwell. Rothwell looking for Carta Sylvia. Puck played around here by Dartmouth. And they collect. The Indians on a counterattack. Grieve. Jacob Grieve goes behind the net. Grieve looking for help. Plays it down. Here's Simmons. Out in front. Stopped here by Gibson. Gibson plays it around looking for Simmons. It's all the way around. Here's Frankie Long. Puck goes out to the high slot area, but goes out to the Dartmouth Indian end where Gibson will collect. Intercepted by Sullivan for Somerset. Knocked down there, and a nice play by Simmons to keep it in. And it's out to center ice where Gibson will collect. Under 4 minutes to go in the second period. D'Souza tries to get into the offensive end, and now here comes Garvin. What a game he's having. 2 goals and an assist. Puck comes all the way around. Centering pass, taken away by Dartmouth. They counterattack. Stopped in the neutral zone. Nice defense that time by Nate Mello. Nate Mello to the high slot. Bouncing puck. Garvin is there. Garvin always around the net, always looking to make a play. Centering pass. Score! Garvin again. It's a 3-goal Somerset lead.
Oh man, what a night for Garvin. He just gets in those dirty areas. Look at him battling down low. And Dartmouth loses him for just a second. That's all the time that he needs to bury his 3rd goal of the night. A hat trick for him. 4-point night and involvement on every single goal here for the Raiders. And Dartmouth digging themselves a deep hole here. And what felt like it still felt like it could have been a winnable game. That 4th goal really feels like it could have been a dagger here at the end of the second period.
Especially the way that the goaltender, Brandon Silver, has been playing. Under 3 minutes to go here in the period.
Looks like a player on Somerset lost a blade in their skate, so they're trying to shuffle over with 1 foot.
Oh, I see that.
Perhaps the worst area of the ice to lose your blade, all the way on the other side of the ice, opposite of your bench. And there's no real way to make that look pretty, trying to get over to the bench with only 1 blade in your skates. He's able to make his way over. And a stoppage of play here, too, for another offensive zone face-off for the Indians.
Well, the Indians got to find the back of the net soon. Only 2:48 to go here in the second period. They're down by 3 now. Aiden Cruz across. Bicho to the net. Knocked down. Collected here by Aiden Cruz. Aiden behind his own goal. Gets tripped. No call. Luke Garvin battling against LaRock. And it's out to the Dartmouth Indian end where Spillett will wind up. Aiden Cruz has to go back to center ice. Somerset really picking up the skating now, and it's stolen. Stafford to the net. Shot goes high and wide. A bid there by Kyle Stafford, one of the co-captains. 2 minutes to go in the second period. Mason Sullivan looks for Garvin. John Bichot skating down to get it. It's going to be icing against Somerset, another offensive zone faceoff. Kind of been a frustrating stretch here. The 2 goals to start the second period and that last dagger.
A really tough period here. It really doesn't feel like a 4-1 game. I mean, obviously a few quick strikes by Somerset, but those types of breakdowns often define these types of games. That's all it really takes is just a couple of 10-second spurts where something goes wrong. But I think if Dartmouth could score here before the end of the period, we still got a hockey game.
Carrero behind the net. All the way around looking for Kai Andrade. Harrington keeps it in. Plays it down here looking for Carrero. Up on the wing. Bichot. Camiza keeps it in. Carrero plays it down behind the net. Taken here by Aiden Marcos for Somerset. Now Camiza. Camiza looking to make a play behind the net. Taken away. Bounced up ahead by Rose. Now a shot through a screen by Harrington. A slow floater goes wide of the net. Carrero plays it down for Dartmouth. Hi, Andrade. He just levels a Somerset player behind the net. And that was Logan Rose. And Rose is down and appears to be injured by the knee.
Oh man, Logan Rose, you hate to see that. Andrade sees the opportunity to play the body and he just clips him right in the knee. And a concerning, very, very concerning play there, as it was full contact with his leg. And you just hate to see that at this level.
Coach Snyder is looking back at the officials as he comes onto the ice.
And you can't blame him. I mean, that's a penalty all day. You just can't do that. I think Andrade was kind of going for the shoulder, misfired, and it's these types of plays that can result in very serious injuries. You know, ACL, meniscus, PCL, MCL, and you hope for Rose's sake that it is none of the above. You can see the obvious concern from his teammates and his coach.
Kai Andrade is on his way to the penalty box, and Charlie Camiser is there talking to the officials. We'll see exactly what the call is going to be and how long it's going to be. They're working on Rose down in the corner over here. Rose is up, but he's going to have to be assisted off the ice. He's not putting any weight on that leg at all.
Hey, he's not happy. It's the junior forward. Got some size on him. As you can see, frustration throwing the glove into the bench.
It's a 5-minute penalty. Major against Kai Andrade. What you don't want to see, it's a 4-1 lead. If we end up with a one-sided finish, we don't want to see the game get ugly, which can happen. It can happen. Emotions are running high in a situation like that.
Yeah, especially after a player like that. You know, you hate to see one of your teammates go down with a serious injury. So whenever that does happen, it has the potential for things to get out of hand. And
so Somerset, 5-minute power play, only a minute left in the period, which is a good thing. Here's Govin. Govin slides it up ahead. Puck fired back down here by Will Gibson. 50 seconds left in the period. Mason Sullivan. As far as the Indians trying to climb back into the game, you can lop off 5 minutes, because when you're in the man disadvantage, that takes a bunch of time off the clock. Not to mention you have to kill it.
yeah, I mean, we've gone from being hopeful that they could squeeze one more by Silva before the end of the period and make this a hockey game, and now you got to deal with a 5-minute major, almost a third of the next period gone on the PK.
Now Govin trying to get it to the net. Somerset in the circle area. Trying to get the shot off that time with Sullivan. Now from the circle, a shot. Great save by Machado off of Govin. Now Govin is everywhere. He's shooting from the slot. He's shooting from the point. He's all over the ice. And you can understand why he's a senior co-captain. Period ends here, and the game has certainly changed here in period number 2.
Yeah, definitely. I think the big mistake by the Indians is when you're playing a team with only one loss on the year, you can't come out of the gate sluggish. And the two instances that they did that here in the first and the second period, the first 30 seconds of each period, is where a majority of Somerset's goals have been scored. They got all 3 goals in the first, in the first period. I think it was the first 18 seconds, and you had 2 in the first 30 seconds in the second period. And you just can't do that with a team, that's playing so well this year. Like I said, they only have 1 loss. And you really just can't let that happen. I mean, especially not against a team with that record. So, and again, hopefully Logan Rose is okay. Just any fan of the sport, you see this at the high school level. You got to feel for the players. You only get 4 years of high school, and if you get a serious injury, that's a really tough blow. So, just as a fan of the game, hoping that he's all right. And we'll see what happens here in the second period, or in the third period, excuse me.
So as Andrew said, they scored 2 goals in less than 30 seconds to start the second period, and they were 15 seconds apart Aaron Preston from Luke Garvin, and Luke Garvin scoring one of his own. And then Garvin again with 3:18 to go here in the period. So Garvin has 3 goals and an assist, a hat trick, plus he's factored in all 4 Somerset goals. Somerset 4, Dartmouth 1 after 2. Third period action up next here on Dartmouth Community Media. All set for the third period here on Dartmouth Community Media. Alongside Andrew Santos, this is Paul Santos. Somerset really taking over there in the second period with those 2 quick goals in the first 30 seconds and then the one toward the end of the period, plus the 5-minute man advantage. The Indians have a pretty big hill to climb here, Andrew.
Yeah, hoping they learn their lesson from the first 2 periods and they can try to limit the opportunities here in the first minute.
Now an offensive opportunity here on the shorthand, and the Indians get a power play, or not a power play, it's actually going to be even as Garvin trips Aiden Cruz. Let's see, maybe it's not Garvin. Okay, number 5, Mason Sullivan. Knocks down Cruz, so he goes to the box.
Yeah, a good shorthanded opportunity right there. Man, the beginning of the periods in this game have been really entertaining. First 10 seconds in each period is a quality opportunity. Guy going right down the middle. And Cruz got tripped up there and penalty results.
Bichot moves up, takes a shot. Blocked in front. Skated away here by Somerset. And the Blue Raiders come out. Skating 4-on-4. Now Gibson. Gibson moves up the wing for the Indians. Stops. Out in front. Shot, LaRock scores! Maddox LaRock, the freshman.
Oh man, Maddox LaRock. Look at the patience here. He gets the puck on his stick. He sees that he has some time, and he makes no mistake. He takes that extra couple of seconds because he sees that he has the space. He picks that spot. He makes no mistake. Puts the puck right in the back of the net, and just another great game from him. I've been really, really impressed with him so far this season, and you just don't see that type of patience and poise and lack of panic from a freshman. It's very rare. It's very, very impressive. And yet another impressive goal by Maddox LaRock.
7th goal on the season for LaRock. Here comes Aiden Cruz. Loses control, and the puck goes out to center ice. There's LaRock again. But Somerset with a chance now. Wrist shot, saved by Machado. Gibson. Indians hanging around this one now, back to 4-2. There's a shot through, gave by Machado as it went off of D'Souza's stick. Now Gibson back the other way.
Yeah, loses the puck in the water as we talked about before.
It's very sticky, the puck's in the water. Now D'Souza. Up ahead, here's Maddox LaRock. LaRock moves the puck through the defense. LaRock throws it out in front, doesn't get any help as he gets hit. And that penalty that was called against Sullivan turned out to be big, as the Indians getting that 4-on-4 goal. Garvin plays it down deep. Mello taken away. Here's Maddox LaRock. That's the freshman. Long pass ahead, looking for Aiden Cruz. Couldn't connect up. Somerset back the other way. They're going to get another power play because there's the back end of that 5-minute major. They're going to get a 1 minute and 45-second power play, almost as long as a full minor. Indians have to kill this one, no question about it. Stolen to the net, saved by Machado, as cutting in that time was Sullivan. Follow-up shot, blocked in front. And now LaRock back the other way, short-handed. LaRock tries to go right down the middle, couldn't do it. LaRock has been out there quite a bit for the Indians as Bichot goes back to get it.
Indians are a little careless there. I don't think they had the awareness. They lacked the awareness. They didn't realize that they were on the penalty kill, and they kind of just coasting around the defensive zone that resulted in a turnover, a dangerous turnover, and a good opportunity and close for Somerset. And luckily they got Machado back there and made a nice stop.
John Bichot, upper head looking for Charlie Camiza. Camiza on the shorthand. Camiza knocked down that time. A nice check by Sullivan. Spurlett banks it down. Big hit that time by Carrero. Puck fired all the way down by Spurlett. And it's covered up by the Somerset goaltender Silva. Indians on the penalty kill, but they've been possessing the puck.
Yeah, exactly the start that you wanted as the Indians. It's hard to tell how the beginning of this period was going to go. And it pretty much went exactly how, as good as you could hope if you're the Indians. We're back in the game. Like I said earlier, 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey. And the momentum's back on their side. They got the last goal, so let's see if they can capitalize on, their future chances.
Mason Sullivan now for Somerset. Cruising through the neutral zone. Taken away by Aiden Cruz. Aiden Cruz with the help of LaRock. Cruz has to carry it back out to center ice. Again, they're on a penalty kill. Indians thinking about trying to get a shorty there, trailing by 2. Long time to go, only 8 seconds left now on the power play for Somerset. Silva making it known that the penalty's about to be over. Chance for Somerset, backhander, saved by Machado. As getting the backhander off was Nate Mello.
Luckily, Machado got a good look on that. I didn't think he expected there to be as much gas on that shot as there was, but he was able to flash the leather nonetheless and make the stop.
Well, in between periods, Andrew and I were talking about the game. Andrew was talking non-stop about the freshman Maddox LaRock. And as Machado covers it up, wouldn't you know it, just a few seconds into the third period, he covers by putting the puck in the back of the net.
As I was saying earlier, it seems like nothing can phase him when he has the puck. He could have 3 guys running at him, and he still somehow gets away with it without changing his mannerisms and his body position and his body language. And to me, that's just very impressive.
Indians hoping for another come-from-behind victory as Camisa is just drilled right in the head. A penalty coming up.
Ref's hand went up right away for that one. When you see a player's head and neck snap back, like you'll see Camisa's here, that's an instant penalty right there.
Jack Rothwell going to the penalty box. This is just what the doctor ordered for the Indians.
Tons of time left, too. We got 10:42 left on the clock. And another power play for the Indians.
Bichot taking the draw. Kai Andrade goes behind the net. Plays it around. Aiden Cruz. Cruz coming out with it. In the high slot. Couldn't get the shot off. Gets the pass back from Gibson. Gibson has to move up to collect. Gibson plays it all the way across. Camisa back to Cruz. Cruz with a shot. High and wide of the net. Bouncing puck. Bichot was down there trying to get it.
And they're calling a high stick.
Yeah, faceoff is going to be outside the zone. Puck played with a high stick. Faceoff's going to be all the way back down here in the Indian end, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a tough break there. MIAA rules can be a little different than the NHL. So that one's going to come all the way down here. Again, tough break. You got a minute 36 left on the power play, though, for the Indians, but to have the defensive zone face-off, you're going to go all the way back, do the breakout and everything. Kills a lot of time off the power play.
Cruz wins the face-off to Gibson. Gibson skates away from Garvin. Wing-to-wing pass. Kai Andrade from Camisa. Andrade. The puck gets stuck in the ice there in one of those puddles, and the Indians have to regroup.
So frustrating to deal with as a player. There's no amount of practicing that can prepare you for just when you carry the puck, it gets stuck like that.
Here's Cruz to the net. Saved by Silva. Cruz skating right in, trying to get the Indians within 1. Bouncing puck. Where did it go? It's behind the net and on the twine. Face-off coming up. Wow, Cruz, he was cutting across there. And always danger for the opponent when that happens.
And he's doing that move that he likes to do, cut to the middle, and then try to shoot it opposite side of where he's skating over the left shoulder there of Silva. And he doesn't get the look that he wants, so he holds it a little longer and tries to get the rebound, but no chances resulted, and play resumes.
There's the freshman again, LaRock, back checking. There's LaRock. Turning on the Jets. Goes down to the net. LaRock looking for help. Plays it back to Spurlett. Spurlett back to LaRock. LaRock cuts to the middle. Down in front. Chip saved by Silva. Now the Indians winding up again. Spurlett. Out of the half wall, Carrero. Now back to Spurlett. Carrero, wrist shot, blocked in front, bouncing puck. Couldn't get a follow-up that time from Simmons. And a puck cleared all the way down by Somerset. Power play winding down here, only 4 seconds left. Hayden Cruz, penalty's over. Cruz to the offensive end, shot, just misses, rebound. And the shot goes wide on the other side. LaRock out of Cruz. Trying to get some help from LaRock. Now D'Souza. D'Souza to the middle. Couldn't get the shot off. Kept in by Spurlett. Bounces down to Silver and he covers up and he'll hand it off as the Indians were changing up. Down to 8 minutes to go. Clock continuing to wind down. The enemy of Dartmouth. Wrist shot saved by Machado. D'Souza. Transfer in from Bishop Stang, moving up on the wing. Pass too far ahead. Played out here by Marcos. Now a chance here for Somerset. Saved by Machado. Score on the rebound. Jack Rothwell makes it 5-2 Somerset.
Oh man, the Indians are just caught here on a change, and that results in this opportunity. Machado does what we've talked about in the past, how aggressive he is. Problem is this time there's a rebound, and the player ends up with it. Machado's so far to the net, he just walks right around him. He's able to just put it right in the empty net. And just a really deflating goal for Dartmouth. It felt like they willed their way back into this game. We talked about how they've been a resilient group in the past, and just an unfortunate play there for the Indians.
So 5-2, 7.5 minutes to go in the game, and yeah, that feels like the icing on the cake for Somerset. Still some time on the clock, but Indians now in the offensive end. Here's Spillett playing it down to the half wall. Maddox Carrero smothered by some of the Somerset players. Garvin down there, big night for him. Maddox Carrero plays the ball to the Indians, try to come out with it. Charlie Camisa. Kai Andrade down low. Maddox Carrero out in front, picked off by Somerset. And the Blue Raiders bank it out. Here they come on the counterattack. Bichot goes down, trying to play the body, and we have a face-off on the offside. Tell you, one of the things about Machado, that great aggressiveness, which 9 times out of 10 is going to help him, and even that time it did because he made the first stop. Problem is, if you can't handle that rebound, sometimes you end up with that empty net situation, and that's what happened there with Rothwell.
Yeah, you can't really pin it all on Machado. I mean, it was an irresponsible change there by Dartmouth. It resulted in that opportunity. There never should have been a rush, where it was pretty much a breakaway.
Somerset with a shot. That goes high and wide.
And you just can't let those types of rushes happen and have those types of changes in such a close game.
There's a shot saved by Machado. Backhander, another stop by Machado. Off of Jack Rothwell, who's trying to get 2 in a row. Tell you, like you say, you look at this game, 5-2, right? Doesn't really feel like a 5-2 game. Not really. Those couple of big bursts by Somerset have been the difference.
Yeah, you take away the first 30 seconds of the first and second period, and it's a tied 2-2 game. So
I remember I used to say that to coaches sometimes as LaRock goes into the offensive end. I'd say, hey, you know, that was a great game except for that 1 minute. And the coach would always say, yeah, but that 1 minute was part of the game.
Yeah, you know, you got like I said, as I was saying earlier, when you're playing against a team that only has 1 loss, you need to play all 60 minutes. And it's not for a lack of talent. I mean, Dartmouth is right there. You can tell just by watching the game. They've had just as many opportunities as Somerset, but you got to play that full 60-minute game. You can't have those breakdowns because those teams will make these types of teams, these powerhouse teams that only have 1 loss, will make you pay every time.
John Bichot up ahead. Here's Aiden Cruz. Tries to go with the toe drag through the Somerset defense. Bouncing puck. Goes all the way back here to Will Gibson, but it looks like there's a hand pass. So a face-off is going to be back down in the Indian end. 6:04 to play in the hockey game here at Headland Arena. Glad to have you looking in. Unfortunately, not going Dartmouth's way right now. Face-off now to the right of Machado. Puck up on the wing. Bouncing puck, wrist shot, saved by Machado as Garvin tried to get his 4th goal of the night. And a great stop by Machado. Now the puck goes behind the net, all the way around the other side. Here's Gibson playing it all the way around. D'Souza up ahead to Aiden Cruz. Cruz through the neutral zone. Cruz over the blue line. Cruz behind the net. Back to Gibson. Gibson with a shot, saved by Silver as he got a good look at it all the way through. Somerset carrying it out through the neutral zone. Glove saved by Machado. And he'll leave it for John Bichot. Well, we still got 5 minutes to go, but I'm happy to see that the game has not become chippy just because of that unfortunate injury from earlier in the game.
Yeah, as a former player, as a parent, as a coach, that's the hope. You know, you don't want to see players become physically unable to perform because of some garbage time hits or garbage time penalties. And at least so far, I'm glad to see that it hasn't escalated and that it's still kind of been, a good hockey game.
So a face-off to the right of Machado, 5 minutes left to go. Kai Andrade down the wing. Taken away by the Blue Raiders defense. Jack Rothwell. Stopped by Spurlett. Spurlett slides it down. Past Silva. Nate Mello collects now for Somerset.
Gibson exchanging pleasantries with Rothwell there. I don't think he liked the celebration on that last goal.
Exchanging pleasantries. That about sums it up. Oh, we have another penalty coming up.
I believe that's the saying.
Speaking of pleasantries, Kai Andrade is going to the penalty box for slashing. Well, that puts Somerset on the power play one more time.
Yeah, he just undisciplined. I mean, I understand the frustration. The game hasn't really gone the way that Dartmouth wanted to, but it feels like they've played the way that they wanted to for a majority of the game. But like I said, you got to play the entire game. I was saying the full 60 minutes earlier. Obviously, there isn't 60 minutes in high school hockey, but you know what I mean. You got to play a full, complete game the entire period, or each and every period. And Somerset's made Dartmouth pay every single time.
Out of the corner. Stick flying through the air, Aiden Cruz. 4 minutes left in the game. Now, these teams play again out in Fall River. And I got to tell you, it'd be interesting to see how that game goes because last year the team split. Dartmouth beating them once, handing them their only loss of the year. And Somerset winning the other contest. I think Dartmouth is going to go in there and they're going to be thinking about tonight and the things that they could have done better. And I think they have a chance to go in there and certainly pull off a good game over there in Fall River.
Yeah, I think when you get home, you kind of let this one stew a little bit, right? You remember Rothwell's big celebration from one end of the ice to the other, jumping into the bench and everything. You know, like you won the Stanley Cup. You think about that. You think about that all day before that game. You come in and you come right out of the gate the way Somerset came at you today. Use this as a lesson.
Yeah, a lot of times those types of things can be very motivating in sports, especially an emotional game like hockey. Face-off collected here by Somerset. Down to the final 3.5 minutes to go here in the contest. Wing to wing it goes. Puck tossed in here by Somerset. Will Gibson behind his own net. Bouncing puck. And the puck goes up and out of play. Face-off will be coming up. As you know, we're happy here on Dartmouth Community Media to be bringing you this hockey action. And now, is that a bench penalty?
Yeah, it looks like Rocha is unhappy with. Yeah, it looks like it. Or no, it looks like a timeout, I believe.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he gave the timeout signal, but looked like Rocha was being very vocal. I think he's more upset at his team, and he's over there instructing them right now in the last 3:17 to go.
I think if I'm on that bench right now, the message to your players is to play with pride and not to lose your game, right? It's easy, you look at the situation and look at the score, but okay, it's 5-2. There's less than 5 minutes left in the game. All right, I'm just going to go out there and, just try to play to the end of this one. I think this is the time where you kind of lose your game. You always want to keep staying true to your game, because as soon as you start, playing down a little bit to that level of, you lost the motivation and you're not doing all the things that you do for success to begin with, you want to keep doing those things that make you successful no matter the situation. I think that's a message that I would want to get across to my players in this situation.
Puck cleared down here by Dartmouth. 45 seconds left here on the Somerset man advantage. Pass to the middle. Oh, we have an injury. Aiden Cruz holding on to his leg.
No.
I didn't see what happened. The Indians pulled the goalie.
Oh, this is exactly what we were talking about. You just hate to see this.
Did you see what happened?
I didn't. Like the puck, the carry of play was going on down here in the Dartmouth Indians defensive zone. There's Cruz there at the blue line coming in. Oh, looks like a non-contact injury. Looks like he might have blew a hammy or something.
Yeah, we're hoping that that's the case, because we did see that one game. Remember, Andrew, we had a game there where they stretched him out and then he came back. There it is again. Let's try to roll that back again one last time. There you go, Andrew, right there. Right up, he came up on the boards, and then if you go back a little bit further, there we go. He kind of comes around, and then all of a sudden, it isn't anything that the Somerset player did, so that's a good thing.
He's holding his right knee. So keep an eye on that right knee. It looks maybe right there. Could have hyperextended that hamstring. I'm not really sure. We've seen, as you said, in the past, we've seen this before with Cruz. He had a big game-tying goal there against Foxborough in the Christmas tournament, and he came all the way over and celebrated in front of his fans, and then he ended up on the ice holding his leg and ended up coming back into the game after that and scoring the game winner in overtime, which is really impressive. This, however, it looks like he's in quite a bit of discomfort, a little bit, it didn't look like he was in that much pain last time, but you never know. There's nuances to these injuries. Could be like a really bad Charlie horse or a cramp, but when it's a non-contact injury, that's when it's a little more concerning. On the last one, it seemed like he kind of could have just bumped his knee into the boards, and sometimes you get hit by a baseball or something, it hurts for 15, 30 seconds, and then it kind of goes away. It could have that could have happened on that play, but with this one, it's a non-contact injury, so there's reason for concern.
Absolutely. I am happy that it wasn't anything that any Somerset player did. And here's Camisa. Camisa into the offensive end. Camisa, shot goes wide of the net. This is a game, too, that with the 5-2 Somerset lead, as a tripping penalty is coming up. With a 3-goal lead, you don't really have to rush him back into the game or anything.
Yeah, looks like we might have spoke a little too soon. Things starting to pick up a little bit here. Got penalties.
Mason Sullivan in the box for tripping.
You can see Cruz off the ice right now with his helmet off. Looks like he's with the trainer. Looks like he's trying to put some weight on his leg and walk over behind the bench. Seems to be trying to stretch it out. If I had to guess, it would be a hamstring, just based on how looks like he's trying to stretch it out. He's facing the wall. Or maybe a calf injury. It could be calf injury as well.
Aiden Cruz is a junior. He leads the team with 8 goals, 21 assists for 29 points with the goal he scored tonight. And he's, as Andrew said, behind the bench there, stretching that leg out, and hopefully it is a hamstring or something like that. That's not a serious injury.
Yeah, Coach Rossi here is still trying to send a message to his players not to give up. He's pulling the goalie. It's 5-2. We got 2:46 left. And we spoke to the resiliency that the Indians have showed in the past. Starts with your coach. I mean, it's really unlikely that you're going to pump 3 goals in here, but don't give up. Keep trying. Like I said, it's in these moments and when the game seems, they call it garbage time, where you can lose your game. You want to stay true to your game. You want to keep fighting until the very end.
It looks like a 4-minute penalty against Somerset. And the Somerset head coach, Kevin Snyder, calls his timeout with 2:46 to go.
It was a tripping penalty, right?
Yeah, and then
there's a few Somerset back checkers on that play, and a few of them ended up crashing into the boards together, and they ended up getting the penalty called on them.
Well, Kevin Snyder's in the middle of your screen. He's been the head coach for 21 years, as a matter of fact. Last year, they went 19-1, and they were playing in Division II last year. They were back in 3 this year. They only lost that 1 game all year. This year, they've only lost 1 game all year as well, and looking for their 10th win after tonight. So imagine that. Over the last year and a half of hockey, they've only lost 2 games.
It's impressive to see. You know, I grew up and, rivalry, grew up in the area, knew some kids that played on Somerset back in my time, and it's impressive. He was there when I was a player 12, 13 years ago now, and it's impressive to see that type of longevity. You always have a worthy opponent when you play Somerset, and he's done a great job in that program.
Face off, back to the point. Spurlett, wrist shot, blocked in front. That goes around to the other side. Indians have pulled the goalie. As we said, here's LaRock. Plays it back to Carrero. Carrero, wing to wing. Wrist shot from the other side to Souza, blocked in front.
And look who's back on the ice, Aiden Cruz.
De Souza plays it around, out in front. Can't get the shot off. Try to keep it in. Taken away by Somerset at the empty net. They missed the net. No icing because the Indians are on the power play. Centering pass, empty net, goal by Garvin. Again.
Garvin's going to remember this one. That's his 4th goal of the night. I want you to take a look at all the Indians players in this play. All of them are looking over at the guy in the corner. They missed the guy in the back. And that's Garvin again. The guy that you always got to have your eye on when he's on the ice.
Garvin came into the game with 9 goals on the season. He's going to walk out of here with 13.
You give him about 3 or 4 feet of space in an empty net, and he's not going to miss. I think the Indians are just trying to get bodies in front and retain possession so that they can get back in the offensive zone, work on their power play at the end of this game. And again, they lost the guy on the back end. I think we said it earlier that the score of this game doesn't really dictate the competition of the game.
Here's John Bichot. Near the net, out in front. There's a blast by Bo Parlin. And it gets covered up in front by goaltender Silva with 1:31 to go. Yeah, I think you're right. It doesn't feel like a 6-2 game, but again, that's what the scoreboard says. That's what the scoreboard says. And you got to credit Somerset for making the plays, but I fully expect a closer game when they meet again in Fall River later in the year.
Yeah, like I said, I think Dartmouth's definitely going to remember this one. It's good to see Cruz come back. Again, I hope Rose comes back as well.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
Jack Gifford out there for Dartmouth on the forecheck along with Zach Donato. And the faceoff will be back here. And the Dartmouth Indian end. Machado went back of the net, and I was looking at the net. There was nobody there, but Machado had skated to the corner, which goaltenders like to do in between plays.
Yeah, I think Machado's hoping for a better night next time as well. A couple of bounces didn't really go his way.
There's a shot through. Glove saved by Machado. Leaves it for Bichot. As you know, the hockey community is a very close community, Andrew. You know this as well. And in the summertime, remember how they have that league in Taunton? You can play in the summertime in Taunton. There's a wrist shot through. Well, they have the summer league and it rotates, but one year you played in Taunton. Well, head coach Kevin Snyder was coaching one of the teams, and he coached a whole bunch of the kids that are on Dartmouth in that summer league. So that happens all the time, and you said how Coach Snyder was there and you were there.
It's little things like that that can give you the edge. He's clearly got a lot of experience, and you know all the players on the opposing team. You know their tendencies. You know what to tell your players to do in order to disrupt those tendencies.
Well, the puck is slid in here by Grieve. Final 30 seconds of the game. And now Somerset. One more rush at the net. Will Gibson will force that one wide. Grieve will leave it behind his net. 20 seconds to go. Well, the Indians are going to chalk this one up. Don't come out of any period sluggish. Mike Rabson gets knocked down. Puck shot in there on Silver, and that's going to end the hockey game.
Definitely could have been a boarding call there. I think the ref just he just said forget about it his last 10 seconds of the game.
Right, and the kid that was out there is not a regular player, so it's like, welcome to the last few minutes of this Somerset game.
Yeah, it was Michael Rapson there.
So, Andrew, some final thoughts on the game. The Indians really not focusing at the beginning of the first period, the beginning of the second period, and even though there was a lot of other action to be played, they really came back to bite them in the end.
I think there's a few things that the Indians definitely want to work on coming out of this game, but I also think that there's some good things that they can focus on as well. There was quite a few different flurries that the Indians had, doing a good job moving the puck around, showing patience, showing that resilience. Remember the beginning of the third period, the Crews came right down the middle, had that golden opportunity that resulted in the power play, and then they brought it back within 2. I mean, there's definitely some positives that you can draw from that, that instance there. So, yeah, I think Rossi's going to have Coach Rossi and Coach Rocha are going to have a lot to talk about with the Indians here. Mainly that you got to play the full game. You got to play each and every minute, each and every period, especially against these teams with only one loss, these powerhouse teams. And as we're approaching February and we're approaching playoff time, that's more important now more than ever. So I think moving forward, you really got to focus on finding your game and sticking to the full length of the hockey game, playing all the minutes of the game.
Well, Garvin was the big gun for Somerset. Luke Garvin, 4 goals on the night. He scored his first goal 18 seconds into the game. Aiden Cruz tied it at 1-1 with 4:01 to go in the first. And then in the second period, they did it again. They scored 2 goals in the first 30 seconds, 15 seconds apart. Andrew Preston from Luke Garvin, and Luke Garvin with his own goal. And then with 3:18 left in the period, Garvin had another one. And then Garvin put the icing on the cake here at the end. Jack Rothwell also added one, and Maddox LaRock, the freshman, I know you've talked a lot about him. He got the other Dartmouth goal. It's amazing when you watch him that he's only a freshman.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I think it's really, really impressive how it looks so effortless to him, right? Like he has the puck on his stick, he's got 3 guys on him, and then he ends up escaping, and it's almost as if he didn't even see anyone, and he didn't have any pressure at all. And you don't even really see that from juniors and seniors, let alone freshmen. So very, very impressive stuff there from LaRock.
All right, the final score again from the Headland Arena tonight. Somerset defeating the Dartmouth Indians by a score of 6-2. Hopefully the Indians can get a little revenge when they meet in Fall River a little bit later this season. And as Andrew mentioned, the playoffs are just around the corner, and we hope to have some playoff games for you right here on Dartmouth Community Media. For my partner, Andrew Santos, I'm Paul Santos. For all of us here at Dartmouth Community Media, have a great night.